If the saw sits on the bottom of the tank, it will bend. It will also have teeth that will cut the membrane, the plastic membrane lining the bottom of the tank. So I suggest a piece of ply as a shim to support the saw plate. Even with the handle on, you can then stone on top of the saw. Source a suitably large size of plastic, at least 3 times the length of your longest saw, and I suggest at least 1 metre wide. And then make a tank. I'm not fixing this tank with screws through the walls, but you'll get the principle. So step 1 is to make an end plate. You may notice I've changed the orientation of the plastic because my potential setup was going to leak. So I carry on making the frame in the old scrap bit of softwood, and you'll see how the beginnings of the tank profile starts to emerge. Another piece of softwood. And finally the end piece of softwood. So now I've got a hollow here which, if the plastic were waterproof, and I doubt very much that this is, would hold water. This tank I have prepared to be suitable for this length of saw. A longer saw naturally needs a longer tank. If the saw teeth were to press against the bottom of the plastic, it won't last long, it'll soon puncture, which is why I suggest putting a shim or false floor in the tank, and that will act to protect the plastic. This false floor is better because it covers more of the bottom of the tank. If I were to press that down, I can then put this smaller piece of ply, which has the advantage of bringing the handle thickness off the floor of the tank, and it would sit there like that. It may help to have a variety of folding wedges like that to better anchor the saw in the tank. For that you need a variety of scrap softwood. Doing so, if it's trapped inside the walls of the tank, you can really get some effort onto the saw. Here is a block of AAC, or thermal brick. Aerated autoclaved concrete, I think it is. If you buy a brick of that, and it's about a house brick in size, you can cut it into strips, and I suggest 20 millimeters long, and they make, across the width of the brick, and they make really good abrasive blocks. Not as good as Dolly Chapman's pumice, but last a good deal longer than the grill bricks that I had when Dolly was here, and a great deal cheaper.